Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're seeing my face for the first time, my name is Tosi, and in case you've been here before, you already know. You are welcome, my real G. So today we're going to be talking about money. Yes, money. I'm going to be telling you guys things that made me broke, or let's just put it that the ways I mismanage my money for a long time. So guys, let's just get into it. So, guys, I'm going to be doing my makeup as well as we talk and chit chat. Please, in case you see me look like this, I'm looking at my mirror. So, yeah, um, I just thought that since my channel is about self improvement and all that, money is part of self improvement. Yes, how you spend your money is part of self improvement. I just thought, you know what, let me just discuss this with you guys. Now, I like to point out I'm not at my goal yet. Like, no, 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 I'm not there yet when it comes to my money. But I just want to just chat out with you guys. The little things like I stopped doing for me to manage my money rightly and for me to be able to know how to spend. So now, let's first of all start with me finding what the problem was. So over time, I got to realize that, please let me get my notes. Yeah. So over time, I got to realize that I had money now. Like, I had money. So why is it that it just looked as if I'm just always broke? Now, what I mean by broke is not not to the extent of me saying that, oh, I don't have any money. No, not to the extent of that. It just really means that, okay, I have some money saved up somewhere, but I just don't have enough to spend for now. So I started to think about it. What is taking money away from me, first of all? So I got to realize that I was buying so much clothes. So much clothes, guys. Too much clothes. Now, what I mean by that is, okay, so I have a sister who is into the thrift business. So she has a branch, the affordables. I can bet anything on that. Please, you put to please go and patronize her. Like clothes clean, everything check. So I was just like, I feel like these clothes I'm buying, they're just too much. Why they're just too much? And for someone doesn't um who doesn't go out, I had too much clothes. I had so much clothes. So now it wasn't like I had money and I'll just go and buy clothes. It was keep this for me. I mean, she's my sister. She definitely will keep for me. Keep this for me, keep this for me. Before you know, keep this for me. Go turn 20K, go turn 30K. Actually, sometimes it be like 20K. So it got to a point where I told her, when my money is getting to 20K, please let me know so I will stop picking. And then I realized that even with that 20K, it gets to a point where I'll be like, save all my money, and instead of using the money to do something good, I will always want to pay her back. I mean, she's my family, but at the same time, it is business. Business is business, and you know, I won't want to be with her money. She has to restock. So I shall notice that no, 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 person, this is not good for you. You don't go out, you don't really go anywhere, but you have too much clothes. And the funny part and the nonsense part about it was, to me, I felt like I didn't have enough clothes. I just really like thrift clothes because they have varieties, trust me. And for the fact that it is what I can afford majorly for now, I just really like to buy thrift clothes. They just really have varieties, honestly. I'm just always bored when I see all those sequin, two-piece, um, all those things online. I just feel like they all look the same. So why will I want to buy something like that? So I always like thrift clothes. They just really have varieties, honestly. So I'll be like, this is just too much clothes. And to me, in my mind, I'm like, if I see something, I'll buy. If I see something, I'll collect. But it all boils down to discipline. I just didn't have discipline when it came to buying of clothes. And one thing I had to, I think where it was very somehow to me was when my sister will always come home and always have something to pick for my clothes to school. And I will still have clothes to wear. Like every time she comes back from school, she always picks something from my wardrobe. And I'm like, that means I have a lot of clothes. My sister will legit go to school and take pictures and post and be like, that clothes are my clothes. It's not my clothes. And she will laugh that, "Hey, it's not you that gave me." And we just laugh about it. And I was like, no, I have to stop buying clothes. I need to give you guys like the essence of the clothes that I had. My sister literally changed like a whole wardrobe for my wardrobe for you to understand. So I was like, you know what? No, I have to stop this. So for like 6 months plus now, even more than that, if I might recollect, I stopped buying clothes. So I made sure I paid off everything I was owing. Then I stopped buying clothes. I drastically stopped buying clothes. I can't remember the last time I did. I think okay, yeah, I went for picnic and I got clothes. So what I do right now is I buy clothes and I make sure that I pay for it. So if I don't need clothes, I don't buy it. If I do not need any clothes, I do not buy it. That's what I do for myself now. So I think about it, I'm like, okay, my mind wants me to buy this clothes, but do I need it? Do I have anything to pair it with in my wardrobe? Like, do I? No, I don't. So I'm not buying it. And this was the discipline I had to give myself. Like, I don't need it. Do I need anything I'll use to pair it? There are some clothes I bought during that period, and I'm like, where am I going to wear these clothes to? Nowhere. So I stopped. So the second thing is like I'm talking about now identifying, how you spend your money and what is taking money from you. So my second thing was subscription, phone subscription. So as you guys know, I'm sure in case you're new, Sha, you might not know, I still stay with my parents. So any subscription I'm buying is definitely for my phone. I do not do I'm not the one that pays for the DSTV subscription and all that. I'm not the one that does that. So I don't do that. So my phone subscription was about 3,000 naira then. I would do a sub. Now I'm telling you guys something that happened last year, not too long ago. All these things were corrections I made for myself like months ago. So I would do a subscription of 2,000 naira, and before you know it, guys, I have finished spending at like I finished the 3,000 naira in like 2 to 3 days, and it's just really so annoying to a point. I come and I say, why do I have to spend so much? Like, why do I always have to spend so much? It was becoming too much because so that's 3,000 naira, 2 to 3 days. Do you know how many times I would do that in a month? That is more than 10,000 naira. And I'm always like, why, Tosi? Yes, you have a source and God has blessed you to, be able to take care of yourself, but this is just too much. So I decided to give myself discipline. So what I did was I figured out what was eating my MB, and it was Instagram, especially checking people's story. I just really used to do it so much that time. So what I did was I stopped. I stopped going to Instagram. Yeah. I stopped going to Instagram. I started going to TikTok. I started doing TikTok. And I did an experiment for TikTok for 2 weeks to see if it was the same thing, like if it was eating my data too. And it wasn't. Like, I don't know for anybody else, I want to say something else, but for TikTok doesn't eat so much data like Instagram. So I moved to TikTok. It's not I was though. I still do TikTok a lot. So the ratio of me spending let's say 30 minutes on TikTok, the MB that will go out is not as much as me spending on Instagram. I don't know if that makes sense. And when I have to be on Instagram, I would just go check pictures. There are people that I like, there are content creators that I just really like. I just want to know how they, they run their status and everything, their stories, and I go there, check it, so I know how to run mine. And I'm out. I post picture, I'm out. Is this year I just started coming to post picture, like from January. I've been consistent to a point. I started posting pictures. I'm like, okay, posting reels, posting videos and all. But I had to leave Instagram for a while. I mean, Instagram still been pictures and videos and reels of November and December for me. For you to know that I wasn't there for a long time. So I had to stop that and I had to give myself discipline. Now, I am not always less busy every time. There are so many times where I do not even go on my phone. I don't even have the time to even go on my phone, not to talk about this thing. And I just don't go on my phone. So what I did for myself is I had to give myself discipline. I had to get more busy. Now, what I mean by that is now I'm shooting a lot of videos. Tomorrow I'm going to be editing a lot. I have a lot on my phone that I need to edit. So once I am not less busy or once I'm not bored, I don't go on my phone like that. And that's what I had to teach myself. And when I'm there, I had to give myself control. Once I have to post and I get on Instagram and I get carried away by somebody's picture or reel, I tell myself, go back, go back, go back. So by doing that, I increased my data plan. So from 3,000 naira, I moved to 5,000 naira, and it lasts me for almost a month. Now, if I mismanage it because it's quite hard, I use it for about 2 weeks. So that is what I do right now. I just fix myself and like, okay, if I even buy a Wi-Fi, it's the same discipline I spend on how I spend my normal data is what I will spend on buying the Wi-Fi, and that's the truth. So let me not deceive myself and say, oh, if I buy a Wi-Fi, it's better. No, it won't be because I don't have discipline. So I just had to give myself discipline, and because I have to upload on this on YouTube too, I had to, give myself brain. And on YouTube for a while. I used Etel for a while. They were giving me YouTube nights and all that. So I would wake up at the middle of the night to upload my videos. That's what I was doing during those periods that they were giving me free MB for nights. So yeah. The second problem I knew, the third problem, sorry, I knew I had, not really, it wasn't really a problem, but I had to figure it out, was the beauty and having my nails done and buying my toiletries theme. So it wasn't a problem, but I had to just figure out that okay, I need to know how to manage my money in that aspect too. So what I did was, and luckily enough for me, as God will have it for me, I have been staying around where people that are good, that knows the work very well, but do not charge much, stay. So I've been lucky enough for that, to see people that, oh, they don't charge much, but they know how to do it and all. So I always go to patronize them. So I don't go to anywhere that I know that I'm going to be spending so much money when I know that there's someone that can do it for a very affordable price and do it nicely. So why not? So for beauty and hair and stuff, that's what I do. I mean, when I fix my nails and do my hair, the last time I went to fix my hair, my nails and do my hair and everything, I didn't spend up to 8K. I didn't spend up to 10K. I think all I spent was just 8,000 or 9,000. So I had to work on that to look for people that are affordable. The fact that I have something that I've come to learn too for this my money correction journey is the fact that I have the money doesn't mean I can afford it. If that make any sense. The fact that I can buy it doesn't mean that I can afford it. So the fact that you can buy something doesn't mean that you can afford it. They are two different things. And I have come to understand that. So what it just simply means is I might have the money in my account, but can I buy three of it? If I can't buy three of it, I am not buying. I cannot afford it then. If I can't buy three of it, that means I cannot afford it. So I do not buy it. So that is like the principle I've been on for some months now. So now let's talk about toiletries. So I think I've talked about this in my this is too much listen. In my IG video that I did lately. So tissue was one problem I knew I had. I was buying a lot of tissue. Tissue is not even expensive, but I knew I was buying too much tissue. So I stopped using tissue, so I don't buy too much tissue like before. So now talking about my smell, the way I smell, talking about my body mist, sprays and all. So what I did for myself, I think I mentioned this too, is that I bought a roll-on and a spray. So now for the roll-on, I'm always 99.9% of the time I'm always at home, and I just thought, okay, so why will I always want to use a spray when I'm home? So I'm always using roll-on when I'm at home. So that's it. I use roll-on and I use my sorry guys, I use roll-on and I use my body mist on. I have a spray that I use at home. So that is it. I have a spray I use at home. I have a spray, then I buy a spray Nivea and Co. I use when I go out. That's how I balance it. So most of the time when I go to supermarket to restock all the things that I need, I just buy two of everything. Two roll-on, two sprays, two what's it called, two body mist, or I buy a big body mist. So that way it lasts me for a very long time. Now I can tell you guys that I am still using what I got in like December. I'm still using it up to now, and I bath every day. I take my bath every day. I i what I want to call it again, I like pour water on. I smell good every day. So I just had to, tell myself that okay, I have to give myself sense. Do you understand? So um that's basically just where the aspect I knew I had to work on. Sorry guys. So those were the aspect I knew I was supposed to do that spray before putting my powder on. So those were the aspects I knew I had to work on. So if you have money management problem, or you feel like you want to do better with your money and you don't earn so much like me, you need to first of all identify what the problem is, look for another solution, and give yourself discipline. I am not going to come and tell you wrongly. If you don't give yourself discipline, like I mentioned about the data plan and everything, if I don't have discipline, even when I have a Wi-Fi, I will still use it the way I use the data, and that is just it, and that is just the truth. So you have to give yourself discipline. Now, what I mean by broke here is the fact that okay, I have some money spent saved somewhere, but right now I don't have any money with me. I think I explained that earlier. So what I got to understand over time is the fact that you have savings most time doesn't mean that you have money. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. So the fact that you say you have savings, you have money somewhere. So prior to January or maybe December, I used to do this contribution thing. Um Ajo thing, like we call it here in Nigeria. I used to do it, and all of a sudden I felt okay, I'm not doing this thing anymore. Because on a very serious note, I keep lying to myself that oh, I have money somewhere. Meanwhile, before the money comes, I already know how I want to spend the money. So I just stopped it. I was like, okay, I just want to stop this to see how far I can go with savings. So now, what I mean when you save doesn't mean that you have some money somewhere. It just really means that oh, you are saving, and before the end of the year, or before the time you save that money, finish saving that money, you already have plans for it. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't at all work that way. This year, I'm trying to work on having an emergency savings. Now, mind you, I don't have what a 9 to 5, But God has been so good and blessed me with something, a little business that I do offline, that makes me to be able to save. This is too much to say. That is always that is, that makes me to be able to save. So that's how I save. I save like 1K per day, 1.5 per day. It depends on my mood and everything. So now I got to notice that the fact that I save money is making me feel like I do not have money. Now, what I mean by that is there are times where I will have projects to do. Prior to this year, I wanted to register my business. Sorry, let me pick it up. Okay, so as I was saying, prior to this year, I wanted to register my business, but sorry guys, but I couldn't do that because I was always saving. And at the back of my mind, I'll be like, oh, okay, when I get the money, I'm going to save my business. And it was a lie. Because when that money came, there was this big, I won't call it big business mistake I made in 2021, but I would say I learned from the experience and I lost so much money. And that money wasn't mine. I borrowed it from a family member, not from Lapo. So I have to pay that money back and I want to pay that money back. Not minding that, okay, maybe okay, this money was given to me by someone that cares and all that. No, I have to pay the money back. So last year I was like, oh, I'm saving so I could register my business, blah blah blah. And last year came, December came, I was like, no, I have to pay part of my debt. And that really made me feel some type of way because I was like, oh, I was saving because I want to register my business and I want to do some other things. Mind you, registering my business is about like 20, 25K. Well, for now. And I had more than that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay part of my debt away from this money. So that's one tricky thing about you saving. So what I do now is I have this colo that I save. I started doing that from last year. What I do now is if I have a little project I want to do, I save the money towards it without putting it into that my savings. Because I know when I put it in my savings, it's going somewhere else, not with me. So that is just what I do. I put once I know I have a project, like doing my hair, for example, I pay for it. I save for it. If it's going to take me 2 weeks to save for it, I save for it and I do not put it into that thing. So guys, I decided to do every other thing offline so I don't waste too much time. So I don't know if I really explained better to you guys to understand where I'm coming from and how this part of my life really means a lot to me because I'm trying to be a better person at it, and it's part of my leveling up journey, being able to manage my money rightly. So basically what I just said from the whole story and everything is that you need to know what is taking so much from you. It could be a shrebi. Now I need to mention about shrebi. So what I started doing is I'm in the era where people that I'm close to and my friends and people, maybe family friends and all that, are getting married, and there are people who I know that I want to dress well with. I want to support by buying their clothes. So what I did is sometimes what I started doing is I don't buy complete clothes anymore. So if I have to buy a clothes to support you and I know I do not have much because I have to do my makeup and stuff like that, I always buy like 2 yards. That's what I do. I'm a petite person and 2 yards does it for me. So I buy 2 yards of the clothes and I do not buy the air tie because I have a lot of air tie in my wardrobe that are not doing anything for me right now. So I do not buy air tie anymore. And I think the last air tie I got was from my friend, and it was because she has already bought it down. I really didn't want to buy airtime because I just always feel like they're just there. And she's my close friend, and I was like, you know what, I'll buy it. There's no problem. I'll buy the complete clothes. I didn't want to buy the complete and everything because I didn't have much with me. I would have loved to, but at the end of the day, I still had to buy the complete clothes, even if I had to pay twice. So that's it for the Ashwebi. I just had to think about it that you know what, okay, when I don't buy Gele, there's a discount, money's cut off. When I buy 2 yards, money's cut off. Because at the end of the day, if I buy 3 yards or buy 4 yards, buy 5 yards, it's a waste for me. And no matter the clothes that I sew, the dress that I sew, maybe it's a long dress or whatever it might be, a hair, maybe I'm using 5 yards, but no matter what it is, they pass 3 yards because I'm a small person. So that is what I did concerning Ashrebi. So you have to pick and know Is it Ashwebi that is taking your money? Is it data? Is it you buy too much of things? You see things. If you have a weakness, I know my weakness. My weakness: perfume, clothes, jewelry. If you want to rank it very well, clothes and jewelry. Perfume comes later because I just started getting into perfume about last year. So that is what I do. I just really had to pick what was taking a lot of money from me, and I had to figure it out. What I did for my perfume is I have a very expensive perfume. Well, to me, it is expensive. Big Girl by Omar that I got last year. It was about 15,000 naira. I think the whole thing, bill delivery, everything was about 16,000 naira, 16,500 or so. That was huge for me because I've never gotten a perfume that expensive before. So what I did, or what I do right now, is I buy other perfumes. Let me show you guys. I bought other perfume because I just got to realize that every day I'm going out, I'm spending like passion. So I got this Baccarat, affordable, very affordable. Is about 2.5 or so. I got Tom Ford. Tom Ford is about, I got for like 8K or so. So I just had to buy other perfume. So I'll use other perfume instead of using my expensive perfume all the time, and it is going to run out very fast. So that's what I just wanted to come here to talk about: the little things that you do that are making you broke. And I just had to use myself as an example to you guys. You can do it, my sister. You can invest. It starts from somewhere, investing from somewhere. Like I said before, emergency account, savings account is what I want to start doing now. Aside from my savings, I want to have something that I save just in case of emergency, in case anything happen, God forbid, nothing is going to happen, but just in case of anything, I just want to have that saved up somewhere. So it's something I'm looking at. I don't earn much, like I said before. If I have an order, orders don't come to me every day, but every time I have an order, I always try as much as possible. There are times last year, I think last year God was really good to me, and I know He's going to be greater to me this year. Towards December, November, the Ember month, I really was having cakes order back to back, back to back, and I knew I made sure I was removing profit away from it, even after paying my tithes. And I remove profit from it, and I just put inside my colo. Like I mentioned, I have a piggy. I'll show you a picture of you guys to see I was putting it. So that's what I do. But this year I want to do better. Once I have an order, I want to be able to remove my profit from it, buy the things, plow back, I mean, how would I put it, put back into my business from it. So it is quite a lot, but even if I'm putting 500 naira back into the business, I do not mind, and it is something. So I just wanted to come here and share with you guys. I know it is not easy for you to save, for you to be able to work on your, what's it called, on your finance when you don't have a lot of sources of income, or you don't have any income at all. It is not easy, but what I would advise is try to get a skill, and just start from somewhere. From this skill and the little business I do, I used to take care of myself too. So it is always hard to be able to save and say, okay, yes, this I'm saving, because any money I have, I want to use it to get my toiletries, I want to use it to make my hair, I want to use it to do a lot of things. I mean, well, girls, well, we all know how this thing goes. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to come here and tell you guys, identify what's eating money from you. If it's Netflix, my sister, you don't need it right now. Maybe you should cut it out. So um oh wow. So for the next fifth part, I didn't even say that part. So what else did I even say? So for the next fifth part, like I said, I don't have any much of subscription, but I have a joint account with my brothers, and they work. So if they want to see a movie, so prior to the time before they started working, I was wondering, I will always pay. I was always paying every month. I was always paying. But now that they work, everybody will contribute, or one person will just pay, or the other will just pay. Like the three of us will just pay, then the four of us will use it. So that's like the way we've been doing it for the Netflix. For the Netflix, like this month now, a movie that I really want to watch came out yesterday, and I'm still thinking about it if I really want to do another 1 month, because it was one of my brothers that did the one of last month. So if you know it is taking too much of you, cut the subscription. Just sit down with yourself and look at everything that is eating money from you. I will recommend this book, The Smart Money Woman. It's one of the most wonderful book I've ever read in my life, about money and just about taking care of yourself as a lady and as a woman. Please go read that book. Please and please, it's really going to help you. So guys, I'm going to come back with another video to tell you guys how I've improved on my emergency savings or how whatever has changed. It might not be this year, it might be next year, it might be any time, but I'll always involve you guys in. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. I just hope this video is not all about the place, but you got one, at least one thing important to you. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and give me a comment. I really appreciate it. And also please go check all my other videos. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in my next video.